This broadcast is a presentation of Wcso Sports. WCXO Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station. Presents Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin' Sports is powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers, with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin' Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin' Sports. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. On tap tonight, we're going to talk high school basketball with Christ-Our Rock coach Dan Kipper, and from the Central Cougars, Nathan Reeder. Plus, as always, on the midweek edition, we have the Metals Screen Printing and Signed Sports Flashback. It features golf's Danielle Kaufman. But at the outset, it's time for Scores and Stuff, brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. See them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. And on the Tucker Electric guest line, we head out to probably Edwardsville for Coach Rick Moss. Rick, welcome back.
Well, thank you, Rip. It's good to be back, and you shouldn't be working. Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Oh, it's work, Rick. You know, don't you? Are you still retired?
Oh, boy, it's a good thing, this retirement. Every day is Saturday.
Well, good for you. Yeah, I managed another year, so it's a year by year basis now, Rick. So, but
you're not feeling any older, are you?
Well, no, I think I'm as old as I need to be. I hope I don't feel much older than this, but
yeah.
Hey,
happy birthday!
All right, thank you. Let's tip it off with a little college basketball, which of course is nearest and dearest to you. We had two games last night involving regional teams, the Illini and Mizzou. I watched quite a bit of Illinois. I'm not sure how smooth of a game it was, but it was pretty close. The Illini, 2 points down at the finish. The shot just wouldn't roll in for Frazier.
Well, yeah, he had a good look for a long three, I guess you would say. I watched the ball game too. I think the Illini, they were very fortunate that Notre Dame couldn't make a foul shot. It was amazing, and usually, I'll tell you what, usually Mike Bray's team are pretty good foul shooters. So that was kind of unordinary for I would say, for a Notre Dame team. But, and I know Notre Dame's one of your favorites, so you probably were really rooting hard for
them. Well, no, I'm always rooting for Illinois anyway. No, but that was football. We'll get to that. Yeah, that's a whole different level there. But, yeah, they made three of their last 8 free throws, and that just won't cut it at any level, and the Illini did have a chance. But anyway, they slide to 2-5. You're not too happy with the Illini right now either, I know, with Coach Underwood. But, hey, let's go to Mizzou. They slipped by a couple to the Temple Owls, 79-77. But your guy, Edwardsville's Mark Smith, had another big night scoring anyway. I couldn't find it. I'm not ever sure if I have the SEC network or where it's at, but I skipped across it somehow.
Yeah, that was on. I watched that game, too. I was kind of flipping back and forth because I was kind of trying to hope that Michigan State could pull it out, but they couldn't. And I was watching that ball game, and Mark's having a really good year. It's really a shame that they lost the other Porter kid this year, Dante Porter. I mean, you really think about this, even outside of Duke and those teams. I really feel bad for Clemson, Coach Martin. You lose 2 back-to-back years, actual lottery picks.
Very true.
Not many teams have lottery picks, and then to lose 2 of them back-to-back years, they could have been really, really good this year with Mark being able to play with the whole Illinois junk going on, but Mark being able to play and with Dante Porter, they would have been a really, really good basketball team. I think they're just pretty much average, right? Just don't have much size is their problem.
Yeah, they're at the 500 mark right now, still very, very early in the campaign. Yeah, without Jonte, who's he is a super player. My goodness, he may end up better than Michael. I don't think Michael Porter Jr., I don't believe he's played yet with the Nuggets, has he? He's got the back.
No.
That's a whole different deal there.
Yeah,
that's bad, the back.
Yeah, it's a shame. And Jonte, like you mentioned, I liked him better last year than his brother.
Yes, thought he might go and Michael might come back.
That's right. That's right. But, I mean, you got to really kind of feel sorry for Kwanzaa. I like to see local guys do well, and him being the old East St. Louis guy, I'd like to see him, have some good years there. And, boy, they're just having a lot of health issues.
What do you think the SIU Salukis campaign will be like? I mean, they're 4-3. They 4-3, won again last night. I know Colorado State, whatever, but off to a nice beginning anyway. It's a kind of a key year for Barry Hinson, isn't it? I think I've said that the last 2 or 3 years, but
I think it is though. I think they're expecting a good thing this year. Everybody up here is talking about Saturday's game. They play SIU Edwardsville.
Will you be over there, Rick?
Well, yeah, we're having a shootout here too. We have a big coaches versus cancer shootout at Edwardsville High School, which some of your kind of local team and Nashville is going to be playing. We got 6 games here that I set up for them this year, so it's our first shootout and some really great games. I wanted to get Darren Lee. I wanted to get Collinsville playing Nashville.
Yeah.
I thought that would be but Darren said, "Come on, Coach, don't make me do that." And I said, "Well, no." So he's playing St. Mary's, though. Collinsville's playing St. Mary's in this shootout. And Collinsville thinks they have one of their best teams, and St. Mary's got a kid going to SLU. So that ought to be a dandy. But we got 6 games, and looking forward to the Highland Bulldogs are playing Carbondale, and Highland Girls are playing Edwardsville, and then Edwardsville boys are playing Althoff, and we got a pretty good slate of. I mentioned Nashville; they're playing Metro East Lutheran. That's Mark Smith's brother.
Right. Saw him play last year at Mater Dei. I think he's still just a sophomore, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a sophomore, and he's got a ways to go. He don't have his brother's mentality yet. His brother's hard work mentality, but if he gets that, he's bigger than his brother already. He's bigger than Mark, and so I think we got a pretty good shootout. But yeah, I'm going to try to sneak over and watch SIU because SIU will probably win that game. Don't you think, Rip?
And I'm going for the Dogs too. The Cougars just can't get over that hump. I hope they do eventually, sooner than later. But it's tough in that D1.
Yeah, it's tough for him, and it really is tough. And I'll tell you, John Harris is a great guy. I'd like to see him do well, but it's just not working out. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people already talking about maybe Marty Simmons coming back to Edwardsville, and that would be something if they could pull that off. But I know he liked it here when he was here. But he's down in Clemson as an assistant. Might be hard to get him back to Edwardsville.
Not too shabby. Two really good players there. Wow, Harris and the Edwardsville Tigers against the Orphans. Some of those a clash or two at Salem for sure. Too many years ago, but he was really. And where did he go, up to Wisconsin or?
He went to Marquette.
Marquette, yeah.
Yeah, he played at Marquette, and
so he was in Wisconsin, Rick. But yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I was in the area.
He was in Wisconsin. Yeah, that's right. But. I'll never forget, and he remembers it too. We thought for sure we were on a clash course to play him in the Supers that year because that was our year when we went to state at Centralia. And I don't know if you remember the situation. Collinsville threw in a 90-footer. I mean, Edwardsville scored. They were celebrating. Collinsville threw the ball in. The kid just chucked it. Just chucked it from the other end of the court.
Chuck and duck.
It was even on ESPN. That game was.
It?
That's how Edwardsville they lost in the sectional that year. You know what? That was the regional championship.
It was the regional.
There's a regional championship. Yeah. So
what a finish!
Yep.
What a finish! Hey, Duke's not too bad, but they're not undefeated. I don't get, but I did call that one. I thought the Zags. Well, I thought they had a chance of beating them, and they did. So good for them.
You know what? Yeah, that really surprised me. But you know what you see right there, Rip? That's an old team playing a new team.
Right.
I mean,
rookies.
Gonzaga's guys are, older. So now we see how will it be in a few months. Is that young team gonna kind of grow in a year? Because March, I look for both of those teams being there again in March, and Duke is just so solid. Some Zion kid, wow, can he play?
He is a man. Monster, he is a man.
Mr. Williams, can he play? Yeah. But and the thing about it, that's not all they got. I mean, they got some great players.
Oh, they do. You think they're on
Barrett
route?
Was in the shootout we have in Tampa that we have again this year. He played in that shootout. Boy, I thought he was outstanding. And he's he's second or third best on the Duke team. But yeah, it's something.
He'd make a few good clubs. Rick Moss is with us, longtime Centralia Orphans coach, and he's done the job throughout college, high school hoops, and college, all those Iowa days. Speaking of Notre Dame, a few people got riled up at me on Facebook, which is fine. Hey, I'm just stating my opinion. I don't think it's fair. I've always felt that way. You can substitute any name for Notre Dame. Get in a conference and be like everybody else. It's ridiculous.
Like I said, Rip, there's one time I kind of like the things you put out there on Facebook. It makes me smile. I like seeing people get upset. That's awesome. But I'll tell you that I agree 100% with you. I've said that about Notre Dame for a long time. Get in a conference and we'll start talking. I don't even think they should even be. I mean, they should be, like I mentioned on your post there. How about that team down in Florida has been winning all these games? And they're not even talking about them.
11-0 again, undefeated last year. Who says they can't beat these teams? I still remember now how many years ago, and there have been several behind that when Boise State turned away Oklahoma. I mean, and of course if they would expand, and it's going to expand to 8 at some point, but it does not seem fair for me for the Irish at 12. Alabama and Clemson, they're each 12-0. Why should they have to win a 13th game and Notre Dame sit at home?
I agree 100%.
They go nowhere. But the other two teams and the other 4 teams, everybody playing this weekend, they can only fall in the standing or fall out of the CFP. It's ridiculous.
That's right. I agree 100%. And that's that's the thing. You're absolutely right. There's a thing called money, and that's why they're going to go to 8. They're going to go to 8 teams because it's just more money for them. It's going to eventually go to 8 teams instead of 4, and I guess everybody'd be happy. But
they want 16 then. But you could have then, if they would do it, the 5 power conference champions, and then 3 wild cards, and it would eliminate a lot of stuff. And it's going to go there, at some point. What else is on your mind? Football. The Illini, they just want to keep paying Lovie Smith to do nothing. I don't get that either. Who the heck gets a 2-year extension after going 9-27?
Being a Bears fan, I love Lovie. I want to see him do well. I was really pushing for him and hoping he does well. But bottom line, you got to be able to recruit. And poor old, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's located in Champaign, Illinois. I don't know. But you know what? I've been to Champaign, Illinois, and I've also been to Lawrence, Kansas.
Right.
So I know it can be done. Even Manhattan, Kansas.
Exactly.
Bruce Weber says, "Hey, come on, you want to come to Manhattan?" He fools them. They think they're going up around New York, and he brings them out to Manhattan, Kansas. But even Bruce is getting it done. I mean, he's going to have a really good team this year. Kansas State is, and
I like Weber.
And people couldn't wait to get rid of him. Well,
I know.
You get what you wish for, big people. I mean, I've been upset with Illinois ever since that, because Bruce Weber is nothing but class.
I
He's
believe
a class
that.
Gentleman, a class man, and he takes care of his kids, and that's what I'm talking about.
But I am in favor
Guys
of getting
take
Lovie
care
Smith.
of their athletes.
Yeah.
Take care of their athletes. Yeah, Lovie Smith, though, God, I want him to do well. I really
Well, sure,
do.
I want
But,
the Illini to win, but, I mean,
yeah.
and he has
Yeah.
at least most programs, they'll go the 4 and eat the last 2 or whatever. Why give him an extension? It makes no sense. 20.
Yep.
He's already making 21 mil. This is going to be millions piled on that for an extra 2 years. It's just rubbish. I don't think he wants to be there. His only intention when he got there was to get a job and then move on back to the NFL. It's just not working out, except money-wise. It is. Pretty much.
You got to win, don't you?
Yeah.
You got to win before you go back to the NFL.
That normally helps. Hey, Rick, the Cardinals didn't get Josh Donaldson. I'm not unhappy about that. He's a pretty injury-prone guy at this stage of his career. The money's everywhere. I get it, but $23 million for a year for a guy who rarely plays, I don't know. I know the Cardinals got the loot like most teams do, but.
Yep. As you know, my son Ty was probably one of the biggest Cardinal fans alive, and he can't believe it. He don't know where to go now. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. They got to get somebody, don't they? They got to get a hitter in there someplace.
I suppose they need to figure out what direction they're going. Is it going to be all youth, or are they going to? I mean, they got that young pitching staff. They've got guys about ready at third base and so forth. If they want to play it that way, they need to make up their mind real fast. I'm not so sure about $35 million a year for 10 years for Bryce Harper, though, either. And he's. But again, we can't. The money situation. They're going to get the huge TV deal next year. It's just the Bucks are just rampant in pro sports, apparently. And
that's the same with their manager. I wasn't sure that was the best thing to do there to give him a contract, but everybody says he's a great guy and he's the guy to do it. So I guess we'll see. But it seems like he knows baseball, no question about that. But it was funny, 6 months ago he wasn't even in uniform, was he? He was. I mean, he worked for the Cardinals, but he was a scout, and
he's done about all of it. Yeah, I'm not I'm a huge Cardinals fan.
He worked his way up.
I want it to work out, but I would have never. I would have never given. Especially, by the way, you saw what happened the last month, and he wasn't the target. I was surprised Stubby Clapp didn't get hired by Toronto, especially when he got the Gibbons, who was managing him, gave him the. I mean, that's the guy everybody wanted. So we'll see about. We'll see about the crazy thing about Schild is too. As I look back, he was forced. Dexter Fowler got hurt, which ended up being a blessing. Nothing against. I don't want to see the injuries, but and then they traded Cocky Tommy. He was playing those guys. He didn't quit playing them until they couldn't play or they were gone from the scene. They forced his hand. That's when he started playing a couple of the young guys who did real well. It'll be interesting.
That's a good point. I'm
all for him, man. I've been a Redbirds fan forever. Too long now. As of today, 63 years almost.
Yeah, 63 years. You came out of the womb rooting for the Cardinals.
Well, I actually remember going over to Old Sportsman's Park when I was 4 and 5 years old. Grand and Dorier.
Wow.
Did you go there, Rick? Were you?
Yes, I did. I did go to Sportsman's Park.
Man.
I was there also. Yep.
That was great.
I'll never forget my brother-in-law took me and he leaned over to catch a ball and broke some of the bleachers. He's a pretty good size guy, but he broke some of the bleachers trying to catch his ball. So.
Did he get the ball?
But, no, he did not.
Bummer.
So, yep, those were the days, huh, Rip?
Yeah, that screen in right field, short porch. I remember seeing Mel Queen went over the stadium roof from the Cincinnati Reds. He was a pitcher. He was an outfielder, became a pitcher, and I was still, all the way home. But
wow,
that was quite a sight. Oh, memories, Rick. Oh, by the way, tonight you will probably as soon as you get off the air, the Blues are in Detroit tonight at 6, so they've already dropped the puck. So catch up with that, okay?
Oh yeah, the Blues. Yep.
You don't like pucks much, do you? That's okay. It's all right.
No, being an old basketball coach, I didn't know nothing about hockey, and I think I've been to 2 games, and I dang near fell asleep on both of them. So I'm not big hockey guy.
Okay.
Guy took me to see Twist. I'll never forget that. They said, you got to see this guy named Tony Twist. You're going to love him. There's going to be fights all night. He didn't have one fight. There was nothing going on. And I dang near fell asleep. I wanted to see somebody with a basketball making some hoops,
You picked the one time when the Twister didn't get into a rumble.
Now, yeah, that's what everybody said. That was the only time he's never been in a fight.
He had a lot of fun after the games, too. Maybe you could have followed him around after to the clubs. I think that would have been better and free.
I bet so. Yeah.
All right, Rick. Hey, good luck with everything Saturday. And say hello to the fam. We'll talk to you another time, and the next time we'll have you on probably strictly for hoops, college basketball.
That sounds good. Anytime, Rip. And again, happy birthday, big boy.
Thank you very much, Coach Moss. Later on.
Okay.
Rick Moss on scores and stuff. All of that, the whole, not just a portion, the whole swath was brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle for 24-hour towing and collision repairs. Stay with us.
Hey, it's Bill on the road from Mornings with Scott and Casey. You hear me talking each week about travel, and one of my favorite things about driving across America is finding great food. And lucky for you, Mama's on the Hill in St. Louis is a super easy road trip destination. Authentic Italian favorites like baked lasagna, spaghetti, and tortellini, thin crust St. Louis-style pizza, and yes, Mama's on the Hill is the birthplace of toasted ravioli. Check out their menu online at mamasonthehill.com. Mama's on the Hill, on the Hill in St. Louis.
Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955.
Thanksgiving might be over, but the savings never end when you shop your hometown proud Carlisle IGA. Buy 2 for $5 45-ounce Prego pasta sauce. IGA 8-count jumbo biscuits, 98 cents a can. Chef Boyardee pasta varieties are 10 for $10. Table Right beef boneless top round steak is $3.99 a pound. Enjoy these savings and so much more when you shop your hometown proud Carlisle IGA.
If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia.
I'd like to start a campaign to blow the buttons off people's radios. Is that realistic?
This is Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everyone. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday. Every Monday and Wednesday, 6 until 7. Saturday mornings, 9 until 10. Coach Moss came to you via the Tucker Electric guest line. We're going to fire that baby up again. The Tucker Electric guest line this time is open for Christ Our Rock girls basketball coach Dan Kipper. Dan, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Rip. Good to be back.
Good to have you. And how about that team of yours? You're off to a blazing start. You're now 7-1 after Monday's home win over the Oakville Lady Rockets.
That was a very, very good win for our program. Very excited. Oakville's a senior-laden team. I think they started 4 seniors and a junior that game against us. So
okay.
to come out with a couple freshmen and a sophomore on our end, that's a big W for us.
Yeah, you win it 53-35, and of course they're coached well too by Michelle. And but 7-1 is the record now. Good victory at home. And let's see. Well, 2 days earlier, this was really every win's great. It's all big. They're all keepers. But you capped off a Thanksgiving tournament for the first time with a victory. The first championship on a Turkey Day event, and congratulations to you as you stuffed the Pana tournament.
We came out Athens. It's a double weekend that they do, Friday,
right.
Saturday, and you come back the following Friday and Saturday. And we let one slip against Mattoon, had a 5-point lead going into the fourth quarter. couldn't hang on, got beat by 2, actually had a shot to tie the game at the end of regulation.
Did you?
Kind of regrouped. I think we snuck a game in there that following Monday against North Clay, our home opener,
Right.
and went back Friday and Saturday. Took care of business. So, our girls were ecstatic. Macy Martin was the tournament MVP. We had 2 late second victories there that last weekend. Our freshman Krista Carter in the Central A&M game hit the game winner with 4.4 seconds left, and then Cameron Piron in the championship game. We were down 2. They had the ball. She got the steal. We came down, and she hits a 3-pointer with 18 seconds left to put us up by 1, and that was the game decider.
You are teaching clutch over there, Dan. That's terrific. That's the way to pose those victories, huh?
Yeah.
Tough on the coaches.
We don't really cover that in practice, but it makes the coach look good when it turns out that way.
Yeah.
But, and that's something I think with our team this year, it's kind of hard to explain with them. I think we're playing with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder with the expectations. We had kind of heard around from people, losing the 3 players that we lost last year. For our program, last year we coughed up a couple of games up there. Williamsville actually beat us in overtime and double overtime. Couldn't hold on to the lead last year. So that's good starting out of the gate for us, too. We figured it was going to take a while for the freshmen to kind of get going. They picked it up with it, and they're still lost at times. But both of those 2 were key factors in both those games.
Well, you nipped Williamsville 51-50, so you get the 1-point victory there. And you were runners-up at Pana the last 2 seasons, the last 2 tournaments?
Yeah, Williamsville beat us last year in the championship game, and then Mattoon got us the year before that.
Mattoon did. And, again, that was quite a game against them. So you go 4-1 at Pana, and that was a pool play event. They split the 2 pools, so you get 5 games. They take the top 2 teams from each pool and put them in a 14 bracket and put the bottom 2 in another 14 bracket. Oh, okay.
So you kind of have a winner's bracket and then a consolation bracket. So, that early in the year, it's hard to tell seeding-wise what you can do, so this gives you a little bit room for error. If, a team surprises you or something like that, you get another crack at them.
All right. And then Macy Martin and Macy Peltis were each all-tournament performers, and like you said, Macy Martin was the MVP. She had, on the Saturday doubleheader, the first Saturday, she scored, I believe it was 31 points in those 2 games, didn't she?
Yeah, we had to get on her at halftime. The Oakall Valley game coming out after we beat the Mattoon, probably the worst half of basketball we had played all year. Really sloppy, really slow, really lethargic. She missed a handful of shots early, and we get in the locker room and, I'm not shooting, I'm not making some shots, and so I kind of got into her a little bit. One of our philosophies we were going with this year, is doing whatever it takes you to do to make the team better, and she's got to shoot ball for us, whether she's missing it or not. She can't help us if she's not shooting it.
There you go.
So she got hot in the second half. Most of those 19, I think, came in the second half, and in the fourth quarter, she buried, I think, 3 or 4 threes. I think she had 15 3-pointers for the tournament.
My goodness.
Carried that right into the Oakville game. She had 3 threes, I think, or 4 threes that night against Oakville also. So she's playing with a lot of confidence right now, as a senior should. Hopefully it carries on throughout the rest of the season.
Well, you dunked Oakall Valley 49-18. So what was it, the difference at the half?
It was 22-11 at half.
22-11, okay.
Even the first quarter, I want to say it was 11-6 or something after the first 10-6 after the first quarter. Really, and Oakall Valley didn't win a game up there. They were 4th in state last year. They lost a tremendous player in Paige Robinson. So they were relearning how to do some things and talk to their coach a little bit. And we just kind of come out and laid an egg in the first half, and luckily we had that much more talent than they did, because if we played against any of the other teams, we'd have got run out of the gym in the first half.
Well, it all worked out okay. And I want to and this was Monday night, you were playing the Oakville Lady Rockets, but I just want, our athlete of the week for last week was Macy Peltis, who had over 50 points in the 3 games played last week. And I just want to explain this part because she had a great tournament too, but it's based on last week, so it doesn't carry back to Macy Martin's games on Saturday, for instance. So just to get that kind of clarified a bit, and it's from one set of set of weeks games and so forth, but they both did real well as the rest of your team. So yeah, you had beyond Oakville, you beat Dietrich early in the season opener in Louisville, North Clay, and you're past the painted tournament now. And so who is right now, and I don't know if it changes, you tell me, but a part of that starting five then? You name most of them.
We've got, Macy Martin's our lone senior that starts, and then Cameron Piron's our lone junior, and Macy Peltis is our lone sophomore, and then we're starting 2 freshmen this year, Krista Carter and Brianna French, and then, even in that Oakville Monday night, Jen Johnson's the only other senior we have. She was absolutely phenomenal. We had to talk with her at the beginning of the season about how we were going to kind of play the freshmen in front of her. But that doesn't need to diminish, her importance to the team. And like freshmen are lost at some times. Jen came in and both that championship game and that Monday night game pretty much played the entire second half. She had 9 points in the Oakville game.
Very good.
That was huge for us.
Yeah, you still need those players off that bench, and sometimes they get as many or more minutes than the starter, depending on how the game breaks out. But it looks like you address about a dozen, 2 seniors, like you say, but you're well equipped there, man. Those freshmen, 5.
Yeah, and Carly Potagua was one we had coming back from last year, and she's a sophomore. She missed the first couple weeks of practice before she started practicing with us. So she hasn't factored in a whole lot, and she's going to push for some playing time. And then Amanda Travis has gotten some time. And then we've got my niece, Kylie Everskird, came out there from Carlisle this year, so she's a freshman, and she's got some things to learn too, but she could factor into some games here and there also.
And maybe, I'm not sure if we mentioned Anna Childress. Is that right? I think we
Anna Childress and Liza Englehart round out our other 2 freshmen. So I think we got a total of 5 freshmen this year.
Yeah.
They'll all suit up for us because we only have 12 in the program right now. It's about the number we keep covering that out there. We really just can't get more than that to come out. So we're pushing, but we need some more numbers.
Are you playing JV or half of a JV game?
Oh, yeah. No, we're playing JV. We'll play a full JV schedule. No freshman, sophomore games, but a full JV.
All right, very good. The Midland Trail Conference, I know that's a brief slate, actually, but that's just right around that old bend, too. I guess you'll open up with Sandoval and then go from there.
Yeah, Sandoval, the conference tournament is kind of weird when they have it. It's right after the first of the year, so we'll only actually have 1 conference game in by the time that tournament rolls around, so it's always interesting to see how that thing gets seeded. Wayne City's late in January, Weber's late in January, and then I think Woodlawn's in the middle of January. And they're off to a good start too, so we'll have to be on top of our game when we see them.
What other tournaments are you in, Dan? Lebanon, right?
We're going back to Lebanon at Christmas time. I just sent our stuff in to Chad Kruthis there, schedule and score, so I think he's going to try and start seeding that or get it out on December the 3rd.
Okay, and then in the midwinter class, do you play another one or not?
We're playing in that conference tournament, and the ISSA changed the format up this year, but we weren't really able to sneak in another tournament anytime soon in there. So our 3rd tournament's the MTC, our conference tournament, we'll play in right after Christmas. It'll be right after the first of the year.
But you are, I just noticed this actually. You're over at Breeze Central for a shootout, huh, against Lebanon?
Yeah, and I was saying, I think he's coming on after me. We can't say enough about, Nathan Reeder.
Yeah, Nathan will be.
I think he's the best coach in the area, especially in the county for girls basketball-wise, and we exchanged film here and there, and he called, early June or something, and said they were putting it together and invited us to play, so I jumped at the chance to do that. We had to move a game around. Normally we go up to Springfield and play the Lutheran school up there, so they were nice enough to move the date. And anytime Breeze Central can extend an invitation to our program, we're definitely going to jump on it.
Fantastic. And I know you had a sizzling season again in 2017-18. Of course, you have a good stack of players here, a lot of talent. You're missing 3, like you said. And one of those, Caroline Bainey, how's she doing in college? Because I saw her, but I haven't asked her.
I think she likes it up there.
Okay.
She said it was a little bit of a change getting up there, the style that they want to play. They run 15 girls in and out, and they 7-5 and 5-5, and she says she's the slowest up there, but she's working on it, so I think she's having fun with it.
And suddenly I blanked out on the college.
Olivet Nazarene.
Right. Yeah, I saw that when she signed or you told me whatever. Yeah, 5 in, 5. It's different, but hey, I'm not whatever works for you, right? I suppose.
Yes.
It would be tough to get used to as a player, though. So, all right, Dan, how many years as a coach at Christ Our Rock now?
This is season 7 for me.
Goodness. 7. And you've had some really good campaigns. And is your coaching staff back? All of them? Most of them?
Yeah, we've got Jack, Danny Y, and Brian Myers all back. I can't say enough about those guys helping me out, and we're fortunate, that we've got some girls that come from some other towns that are excited to play basketball for us. We can't do it without the girls either. So, and our coaching staff does a wonderful job. That was our big goal this year. I think we're working more on developing the players and worrying about the X's and O's later. I think that's kind of paid off for us too, especially being so young.
And I saw Brian day before your initial game at the store. When you live in Hoffman, there's only one store. There's one store. There's one
right.
store. I saw him at the store, and he was very excited about the season lid lifter. So that's it. The guys helping you out, they're into this too. So.
Yes, they are.
So, all right, Dan, I appreciate it very much. And how's that nephew Connor doing? He keeps getting awards for golf, doesn't he?
Yeah, one of these days he's going to be able to take me, but we'll still wait on that. I might have to quit when that happens.
Maybe just sooner than you think here. All right,
yeah.
Dan, appreciate it. We'll catch you playing some hoops sometime here.
All right, thanks, Rip.
Dan Kipper of the Christ Our Rock Silver Stallions, the girls basketball team, parked right there on Shattuck Road. We need to deliver some important messages, and then we're coming back with what? The flashback. That's it. Stick around.
Free Comedy Night returns to the Breeze American Legion Friday night, featuring the comedy of Patrick Brandmeier, Wayne Wcso, and headliner Christine Stedman, a 25-year veteran of stand-up comedy, performing regularly at the Tropicana in Las Vegas and in Atlantic City, and a finalist on the Nick at Night show Search for the Funniest Mom in America. She's one funny mother. See her at the Breeze American Legion. No cover charge. This free show starts at 8 Friday night. Moving forward requires taking that first step, and when it comes to your future, your first step should be Kaskaskia College. With more than 50 degrees and 100 certificate programs, Kaskaskia College can prepare you for a great career, your next promotion, or set you on your educational path. Life is too short to wait. Take your first step to success with Kaskaskia College. Learn more today. Call 545-3040 or kaskaskia.edu.
Insuring your home and auto with Pekin Insurance equals a sizable discount. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department may save you as much as 30% on homeowners premiums and up to 15% on auto premiums if you insure both with Pekin Insurance. Call Farmers State Bank Insurance Department at 495-2965 for details about multi-policy discounts and learn what beyond the expected coverage and savings are all about.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may go down in value.
If you love quality handcrafted wines, visit 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. You'll enjoy the fruit flavors of their wines while relaxing in a beautiful country setting with family and friends. The Reserve Wine List humbly wears the label of the grapes grown in the family-owned vineyard. 12 Oaks Vineyard is open for tastings from 1 until 6 every Saturday and Sunday, or by appointment at 594-7459. 12 Oaks Vineyard at 18975 Vogel Road, just 3 miles south of Carlisle, and at 12oaksvineyard.com.
Flying in the face of conventional wisdom.
There's no rules and no laws and lots of litter.
Every day.
This is Max 96.7.
Hey, Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday, where the time is 6:39. That time drop is brought especially to you by Zero Funeral Home in Carlisle. A reminder, after talking sports at 7:15, somewhere in that area, we'll have modern-day girls basketball on the air on Max 96.7. Let's flashback.
It's flashback.
Get ready to flash back with the Meadow Screen Printing and Signs Sports Flashback. Meadow Screen Printing and Signs on Broadway in Trenton. Call 224-7374.
Yes, MD's Kiara Winkler. Oh, Yeah, forgot about that. Extended. MD's Kiara Winkler. Congrats to her. She joined the 1,000 Point Club Monday night. A lot of markers there. This is from July 7th of this very year. It's new SIU Carbondale women's golf coach Danielle Kaufman on her guide. Yes, you play for Coach Diane Daugherty, and there's an SIU Hall of Famer.
Yes.
And 25 years over there, and that's a lot of time on the links. But she drove that program to a good state too.
She is an incredible coach, and not just a coach. She was just, she was always there for you. If you had any issues personally or in class or anything, she was just that coach that you always could look up to, and you knew that she always had the right answer, and could help motivate you. And she was just an incredible coach.
So you've got plenty of respect for Coach Daugherty.
Absolutely. And, I'm always in contact with her. She's going to be a mentor of mine. She'll be a part of this program. And I think that's very important. And I don't know, how much you know about her, but just with donation-wise, I mean, she can go out there and just do it.
That's a big part of it too. Isn't it?
I'm telling you what, she can go out there and she can reel in the money. Absolutely. Just like that, I mean, just cause she's just such good people, and it's hard to have that sometimes, I feel like.
Reverman Chiropractic in Breeze would like to say thank you to our patients, staff, and local healthcare professionals for their continued support and cooperation as we celebrate 10 years in business. At Reverman Chiropractic, our focus is to work with you, the patient, and your other healthcare providers to deliver the best and most effective care possible. Please take advantage of our evening and weekend hours and call 526-4700 to schedule an appointment with Dr. Craig Reverman or Dr. Travis Isaac.
Find the perfect car, truck, SUV, or crossover that fits your budget at Breeze Motor Sales on Old Route 50 in Breeze. Breeze Motor Sales offering new 2018 Ford vehicles and a wide pre-owned selection too. Breeze Motor Sales has kept your vehicles in tip-top shape with genuine Ford parts for over 100 years. On Old Route 50 in Breeze and online at breezemotorsales.com. Breeze Motor Sales, your family dealer since 1913.
Planning a remodel or building a new home? Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton can get you started. Ideal Home Solutions has quartz, granite, solid surface, and laminate, with granite starting at just $49 per square foot. Ideal Home Solutions proudly sells Haas cabinets and specializes in custom showers, any size to fit your space. From tubs, whirlpools, vanity tops, windowsills, you're covered. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, 224-2500, or see their showroom at 102 West Broadway in Trenton.
Hi, this is Sue at Buckeye. Holiday shopping continues. Stop in at Buckeye for your stocking stuffers and much, much more. We have lithium-ion jump starters that were $79.99. Now they're only $39.99. Clothing and boot deals from 20 to 30% off. All remaining toys from Playtech, Brooder, Ertl, and more. Buy one, get one, 50% off. Hope you have a big stocking this year for all these great buys at Buckeye. Stop in at Buckeye and get that free bag of popcorn.
Scientists say the universe is random. Why should your radio station be any different?
You've got Max 96.7.
We're up here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday night. If you're on Facebook, and we did have quite a little, it's opinions. It's all about opinions on Facebook and Twitter. We had great response to the Notre Dame situation. But this isn't about that. This is about the Brett's Wildlife Talking Sports poll, and that comes out every Tuesday at 4:30 on Facebook on my timeline, somewhere in that area. Our latest one involves the Fighting Illini basketball team, the number of wins they will gain this season, 5 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, more than 20. Yeah, I just kind of threw that in. I hope, but I mean, so get those responses in, your answers, your picks by Friday morning, and then we'll shake it all out. And there's no prizes for this, but we do have Facebook trivia in the back, and for T-shirts or a Talking Sports tank top, women's tank top. That's something else to think about. What's on the agenda? Oh, yeah, Isaac Rental Property in Carlisle reminds you, every one of you, to sit tight right near that transistor. Talking Sports returns really soon with Coach Nathan Reeder. Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, Your choices aren't limited either. Hemming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Hemming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Hemming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
Hi, this is Charlie Hilmes, Mayor of Breeze. Our communities benefit greatly from a strong local economy. You can help keep the local economy strong when you shop around our towns this holiday season. Buying local supports police, street repairs, and recreation, and means more money to our local economy that benefit everyone. Make the joy and sharing of the holiday season last the whole year. We encourage you this season to shop around our towns and buy Clinton County.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
We are back. We're up here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for one more frame. And no, I don't know who's on the show Saturday morning yet. We'll piece something together. We'll rack up a few people, I am sure. But I do know who's the next guest, and he is on the Tucker Electric guest line as we fire it over for Central girls basketball coach Nathan Reeder. Nathan, welcome back.
Hey, Rip, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing okay, and I believe you are too. Hopefully you are, and the fam. And now you enter the airwaves here on Max 96.7, a bit on a roll. You've won your last two games, and that included a Cahokia Conference victory over Salem Monday as league play is underway.
Yeah, certainly didn't get off to the smoothest of starts, but, we've been able to squeak out our last couple games, so it's nice to have a couple of wins under our belt here. Moving towards next week.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And they're going to come fast and furious now. But Allie Fairman struck it up for 23 in the 42-25 victory. She's a talented athlete.
Yeah, definitely. This is the type of, performance we've expected out of Allie. I mean, obviously with some of the different people we've had on the team in years past, taking, the majority of the shots, getting 20 out of her probably wasn't realistic, but we've always felt like, Allie had this, dynamic athleticism and have expected big things out of her. And it's nice to see, those things come into fruition for us now. And she certainly has done a really nice job so far scoring the basketball for us this year.
That win came on top of a victory over Lebanon, 36-25 in the opener at Breeze Central, so things are clicking a bit. You're now 2-3 overall, but even in the game, again, no one wants to lose or whatever. You fell 3 consecutive times at the Alton tournament, but you were every game. It was in play for your Cougars, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We came out and obviously this was a bit of a rebuilding year for our group. We graduated 6 of our top 7 players off of last year's team, and we knew that there was going to be a bit of a learning curve, and that's certainly been the case. Looking back, I think even though we lost those 3 games, they were valuable games. They were games we certainly learned from, and if we were placed in, similar situations, I think we would, be able to figure out ways to win those games at this point already. So, there's value in those games, but at the same time, it's frustrating just because, I think very realistically, we could be sitting, right now at 4-1 versus, right, the 2-3 record that we have, but it is what it is, and we just got to continue to work every day to get better.
I believe it, though. I mean, you were drained by only 5 and then 8 and then minus 1 point shy against Springfield Southeast. And that tournament, let's see, you won it last year. And how long have you been going over there, Nathan?
Yeah, this was actually only our second year. Last year was our first year going up
okay.
there. Yeah. You know, we lost that first game to Jerseyville in overtime. We actually had a 1-point lead with 7 seconds to go, and we were at the free throw line and ended up losing that game in overtime because we fouled them in the act of shooting as time basically expired. It was just frustrating. Like I said, we kind of figured out how to lose a game that we should have won, and then kind of did the same thing again in the game against Springfield Southeast. We showed a lot of heart to battle back in that game, and we were up 7 with about 4 minutes to go and ended up being down and came back and tied it with 2 seconds to go, made 2 free throws, and then had a really unfortunate call go against us to put them at the free throw line with 2 seconds to go and gave them a 1-point victory. So, again, it was some of those scores, even though they were close or even misleading as to how close those games actually were. And, we just figured out a way to lose a couple of games. We got to figure out ways to win those games.
Well, let's hope, and you probably will flip that script in the coming weeks for sure. You had one all-tournament performer, is that right, Michaela Becker?
No, Allie Fairman was our
Allie Fairman was.
Yeah.
I blew that one. Yeah, Allison makes sense, but I saw her. Okay, never mind. Well, congrats to her. That's good. That's
she definitely was deserving. I mean, she did everything for us in that tournament. We had some other players do some really good things, but she was really a dynamic force on offense and played great defense for us. And we just unfortunately weren't able to kind of chip in just enough to get us over the hump and win a couple of those games.
Hey, before we get a little more full-time into this year's squad, let's just back off a bit to last year again, because it was another tremendous season, wasn't it, Nathan?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I mean, certainly I knew 2 years ago that the group I had a lot of potential, and I knew that it was going to be a bit of a process, and was just hoping for really significant improvement from the beginning of the season to the end. And I feel like we saw that. We obviously lost in the regionals to Highland in the regional championship. It gave them all they wanted, and then having all those girls come back for the following year, I knew we were going to be good. I obviously didn't have any anticipation of qualifying for the 3A state tournament, but it was really cool. We just kept getting momentum throughout the course of the year. It seemed like every big win just built upon itself, and we'd come up with the next task, a little bit bigger task the next game, and figure out a way to win that one, and so on and so forth, all the way up to Bloomington. And then we ran into obviously Nazareth, who was significantly better than us, and unfortunately we weren't able to get that third place game. But certainly an unbelievable group of kids that worked very hard and were very deserving of all of the success and accolades that they achieved.
Well, yeah, you copped 4th place in the 3A state tournaments. You were a perfect 10-0 in the Cahokia, and you rolled off 29 victories in 34 attempts. So all in all, it was pretty special again. But you're 6 kids away from that season, huh? 6 of them graduated.
Yeah, I mean, we basically turned over the entire roster with the exception of Allie. Chloe Book played some significant minutes for us early in the season last year as a freshman, but she broke her hand, and
that's right,
missed all of the 2018 portion of last year's season. So she's basically a kid that's starting varsity for us that played half of the season last year. And we're just very, very inexperienced, and that inexperience is shown a little bit. And we just gotta, like I said at the beginning, we've just got to really strive at this point for daily improvement, and hopefully we can figure out a way to do that, just get a little bit better every day and start building for the future.
But you are learning to play without a star like Faye Meissner and some of the other kids who are tremendous. Hey, how's Faye doing, incidentally, in college at Humsel?
Yeah, she's doing quite well. I know she was competing for the starting point guard job there.
Oh.
And, I'm not sure that well, she's not starting, I don't believe, but she is getting minutes. The last game I saw, she played 11 or 12 minutes. And, anytime you're a true freshman and you're, garnering significant minutes, it obviously speaks to the talent that she has and the work that she's put in, and, hopefully bodes well for her future there.
She can play there, of course. And Kendra Wilkin, while we're on the subject of college players, she's performing very well for SLU. I've seen some good things about her already.
Yeah, I'm excited for Kendra. I know there's been some frustration for her, and obviously when you move to the Division I level, it's a big jump, and you don't always get that playing time you're used to getting because every kid that's there was the best player in the history of their town ever, and so on and so forth. And but it's neat to see that she's getting an opportunity to go out there and play, and have some success. And I know that she's excited about it, but at the same time, I think she's frustrated that the team hasn't been able to, win a few more games. And hopefully she'll continue to play well, and they'll win some games as well, and that'll make for a really good situation for her and for them.
It's a long season. We got a lot of time left. So who else is doing some of the scoring outside of Allison? I do think Michaela Becker's popping in some points, right?
Yeah, Michaela was strong up in the Alton tournament. She shot the ball well. She's cooled off since, but obviously she showed that she has the potential. So we're just going to keep working, and hopefully we can see a little more of that. I would say probably are the two primary scorers outside of Allie at this point would be Chloe Book and Mia Weems. But we have just kind of struggled to be consistent with scoring the basketball outside of Allie. It's kind of been one person one night, somebody else a different night, and we just got to figure out a way to get a lot more consistent on the offensive end.
How many are you playing off the bench right now?
We've been 8 to 9 deep.
Yeah.
I've been playing kind of Ella Jansen and Cassidy have kind of swapped in and out of the starting lineup. So if one of them starts, the other one comes in off the bench. And then Michaela's been coming off the bench. Emma Lee's been coming off the bench. Allie Hammond's been coming off the bench. So we're still trying to kind of figure out where all the pieces fit. And hopefully we'll get a little more idea here in the next few weeks and start getting a little more consistency out of the kids.
And of course, you've only had 2 junior varsity games, but I'm sure they're excited to get on the hardwood and perform as well.
Yeah, we've actually only had one because
Just
Lebanon didn't have a JV team.
Okay,
So
yeah.
our first JV game was Monday night over at Salem. But yeah, it was nice for them to get out there and play. So there's a lot of talent in our underclasses right now, and it's nice to see those girls get out there and play and see what they can do.
Good numbers again, I'm sure, right, Nathan, as far as the amount of kids that came out for your program again, freshmen through the top?
Yeah, we've been pretty blessed. Our numbers are a little bit skewed right now. We're really heavy down at the bottom end. We've got a lot of freshmen and a lot of sophomores, and only one senior, and I think 4 juniors, something like that. So it's kind of a little bit of a weird mix this year, something a little bit different than what we've ever had to deal with. But I think right now we're sitting right at about 25 kids total. And so, yeah, we're certainly very fortunate. There seems to be, a trend in the area that less and less girls are playing. And fortunately for us, we haven't experienced that. And hopefully we'll continue to stay fortunate and have girls want to come to Central to play basketball, and certainly keep working with them.
Yeah, and they'll get to play on a good team at a good school in a really tough conference, too. It'd be interesting to see how that shakes out this year, the Cahokia.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Columbia at this point would have to be the odds-on favorites. He's got a lot of really talented kids coming back, and just based on some of the scores that I've seen, he's got them playing very well. So, they're going to be difficult. They're going to be a tough out. We've got them at home next week, Thursday, and, we'll kind of see. But, he's got a really outstanding player, and Sophia Benaldi, I think she's a borderline Division I player. She found the right fit. She can just really score the ball in a variety of ways, and she's about 5'10", 5'11", moves really well. She's a really, really good player, and we're going to have a tough time matching up with her. And he's got a lot of things to go along with her. So, but yeah, obviously they're going to be, I think, the class of the conference, and then it's going to kind of be a race to figure out if there's anybody that can beat them, and certainly he's going to be right there behind them. Hopefully, we'll be one of those teams.
Further down that road, of course, you're at Mascoutah and Highland, and you are hosting a shootout in early January. We just had Dan Kipper on. I don't know if you heard him or not. By the way, he gave you a good compliment. So but that's pretty cool that BC will play host to a shootout in, 5-6 games maybe? I haven't seen anything on it really yet.
Yeah, we're really, really excited. It's Jansen Chevrolet and our Paws organization have teamed up to put the shootout together, and it's got JV games going on in our East Gym, varsity games going on in our main gym. We got some really exciting matchups. Christ Our Rock is playing Lebanon, and then Triad and Benton play. We play against Teutopolis.
Oh boy.
Jerseyville is playing against Monticello. Mater Dei plays against Columbia, and O'Fallon plays against Civic Memorial. I think that's all off the top of my head.
Yes, we're not. That sounds
that's
some good. Some good matchups. Even if you have one twisted a little. And you have Mater Dei next week as you resume action.
Right. Yeah. So there's definitely some exciting things in our schedule. Some exciting things in the area. We're really hoping that this shootout becomes an event that people get really excited for each and every year to come be a participant in. And, it's just going to be a lot of fun to have, all those quality girls basketball programs, in our building in the same day, and lots of people getting to see our facilities. And I think it's going to be a really good situation, and looking forward to it.
Yep, good idea. Hey, finally and quickly, a number of years as a Central coach, Nathan. We need to make this official here.
Yeah, I think it's 14.
14.
I'm not really counting, but I think it's 14 at this point. It's pretty unbelievable. I know my hair's getting a lot grayer. It's still there, but it's getting a lot grayer. So
hey, it's still there. That's a real plus.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
And most of your staff, all of your staff back?
Yeah, they're all back, and certainly excited about that. I think that's been a big key to our success, and hopefully we can keep them on staff for many years to come.
All right, very good. Appreciate the first visit, and we'll be back to you. Good luck throughout the 2018-19 campaign. Thanks a bunch.
All right, thank you, Rip. Have a good evening.
All right, Nathan Reeder. Thanks to Nathan, also to Dan Kipper. Who else? Rick Moss. How could I forget him? We'll see you Saturday morning with trivia and more. 2 or 3 guests, you name it. That's Saturday morning, Talking Sports from 9 to 10. Talking Sports, real sports talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College, the future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emeen Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City and Hoyleton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. This broadcast was a presentation